Hey. What's up, everybody? I wanted to do this quick video because I just got off the phone with somebody who I'm helping. I don't know whether to say like helping or teaching or what, but he's a peer. And actually what's happening is he's helping me develop a new form of practicing that I'm working on that I'll make a video about soon and everything like that. It's really exciting. It's been really beneficial for me for the past few years. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. It'll be very cool. But one thing is that in our conversation, there was a lot of very negative like self-talk. He's like a very accomplished musician, has like a very strong music job, which is definitely something to be proud of. He's predominantly, or I guess originally was like more of a classical musician, and he was talking about like, yeah, I felt like I had, what he said to me was, I felt like I had like the makeup to be a good classical musician. I just didn't get started early enough. You know, and he was like, I wish I had put in the hours when I was younger so that I could, be farther along when I was older. And he was kind of just like very passively talking about like, yeah, I had a chance, but like it didn't line up right and like things like that. And I think that a lot of musicians do that. I think there's a version of that where you're just where people are just like, kind of making excuses, for themselves. But I think there is another version of that, which I do think is what he was doing, which is where he was making light of his many accomplishments. He was making light of all of them. And I told him, I was like, hey man, like, aside from everything that we were talking about, I said, hey man, you should probably think about, reconsider how you talk about yourself, when it comes to music, because you are not a musician who's starting from square one. You're not a musician who's put hours and hours into it and to see nothing in return. You're a very accomplished musician, and you should acknowledge that. And I think the reason I'm making this whole video is just to say, like, I get, because I'm this way. I get, like, I'm my harshest critic. Like, I'm walking away from most gigs, from most musical situations being like, I was really, I messed up this many times. I should have done this more. I should have practiced this more. Like, I'm definitely that kind of guy. I think that it's important to view yourself realistically when it comes to music, because I think that promotes a much larger potential for growth. And part of looking at yourself realistically in music is looking at yourself, in the negative light of like, okay, I'm not very good at this. Maybe I'm not a good reader. I can't really play by ear, or maybe I can play by ear, but I'm not, but I'm not good at like doing what I'm hearing in my head. Maybe it's one of those things. But the other side of that is you have to look and be able to accurately understand your strengths. And a lot of times in my lessons with people, I ask them, what are your perceived strengths? Because I think it's important that you should understand, if when you're coming into music, you got to understand like, okay, this is what I'm good at. This is what I'm bringing to the table. Because, walking in only feeling the weight of the things that you can't do does not help you achieve, doesn't help you accomplish a current musical situation better. It might help you accomplish future music situations, but it doesn't help you accomplish a current musical situation. And so, I want everybody to kind of take a minute, as maybe you're watching this video and, you're in the middle of this big pandemic thing. Maybe you're trying to make a music career work just like I am, and it is not going so hot some months. And then maybe also you're a music hobbyist and you haven't been able to put in the amount of time that you want into it. Maybe you're older and you're looking back on your musical life going like, man, if I could have done this, I could have really been something. I think you need to take a big deep breath and take an inventory of the things that you can do and everything that you have accomplished. Because only viewing the negative things in your life, musically, and I think in your life personally, it just doesn't actually help you do anything. Like I said, like viewing those things for the purpose of then making a game plan to accomplish those things is perfect and great. That's something everybody should do. But just viewing those things for the sake of just like feeling them all wash over you, it doesn't help anything. Now, I'm certainly not suggesting like, sit around and think like, you know what, I'm pretty amazing. You know, maybe you could do that for like an hour here and there, but you know, I don't think that you know, I'm not saying like do that, but what I am saying is like take an inventory of your accomplishments. Understand that if you have put any time into music, whether you're a beginner and you've only spent 2 hours practicing one chord on guitar, or you're a lifelong music student and you're through all the twists and turns in life and through all the ups and downs, you come back to piano every once in a while and you play that same song that you like. I think you should take the time to say like, well, I know that song. And at the end of the day, music is about sharing something. Music is not about accomplishing. Music is not necessarily about a career. But I think most musicians who are concerned with progressing to a certain point and being at a certain proficiency could really benefit, and I think it would really help a lot of people's mindsets from understanding everything that you've accomplished. Because I think that will help you realize like, okay, I've accomplished these things. That means I can accomplish other things. You know what I mean? Your accomplishments don't stop at the age of like 25 or whatever, which is what I think. Like most musicians, I think that you're like, I gotta get as good as I can until I'm 25, because after that, I'm not gonna be able to put the hours I need to progress any farther. When historically, there's a ton of musicians who have just shown that that's just not the case. There's tons of people who, in their 40s, that's when they make their biggest music transformation. Or after school, after they have a failed music career, that's when they have the biggest music achievement in their life. Like whatever. To sum all this up, if you're a person who still has goals in music, don't let go of those goals. Keep pushing towards those goals. You have the time. There's a way. There's the internet. You can reach out to teachers. You can reach out to people you see online, like myself. You can reach out to peers. You know what I mean? There are people, and there is a situation around you that will help you reach those goals. You might have to dig a little bit harder. Also, don't rest. I guess what is the saying? The saying is like, don't rest on your laurels. Don't rest on your failures. Don't die on the hill of like, if I only would have done this, and that's when you croak and die. Don't rest on your failures. Your failures are not the complete makeup of who you are musically. If you really want to do it right, you have to use your failures as like a platform to then propel you to success. If you made it this far in the video, I appreciate it. I hope this was something for you today. And whether that today is, years after I posted, or whether that today is literally the day I upload, and be reminded that, that you can achieve what you want to. In music, you can. And the goal should not necessarily be to have a laundry list of things that you can and can't do. The goal should be to make music. And that's a daily goal that all of us should have. If you like this video, do me a solid, like, subscribe. I think I'm going to upload more content like this. I think that I'm finding more and more that this kind of perspective, I think, helps people. It certainly helps me. I have a few friends in my life who really do a great job of speaking life into me. And I would be insane not to try and speak life into other people too. Like and subscribe. Drop a comment below of what maybe something you want me to talk about next or think about next. Thank you guys for watching.
With the things you do.